Welcome back to Operation Game Table, where today we're tackling something legendary, Micro Hero Hercules. This is a solo deck building card game that's currently live on Kickstarter. It funded in just 8 minutes. That's right, nearly 5,000 backers pledged nearly $50,000 already. Let's dive in to see why this little game is creating such a big buzz. In Micro Hero Hercules, you take on the role of Hercules himself facing the 12 labors. Your goal? Defeat all 12 labors. You defeat all 12 labors, you win the game. Simple concept, but let me tell you, it is far from easy. What's really unique about this game is the scale, 36 cards. That's it. But somehow it manages to feel like a much bigger game thanks to its clever mechanics. Here's how it works. Each labor is not just an enemy. Once defeated, it becomes a benediction you can buy later to help you on your journey. But there's a twist. Each time you defeat a labor, the next labor gets an increase in health points, scaling the difficulty as you progress. That balance of reward and challenge is what keeps the game engaging. And for those seeking an even greater challenge, there are 2 additional difficulty levels after the base game to master. Each labor takes about 30 minutes to play, so if you're victorious on all 12 labors, it should take you about 6 hours to complete the whole game. That's a lot of play time for such a small game. Add the harder modes, and you're looking at a potential 18 hours of brain-burning fun. If you're good enough to win, that is. I've tried this game twice and lost both times, and that's on normal difficulty. The furthest I've gotten is 4 labors before being defeated. The frustration of losing is real, but it's the kind of frustration that makes you want to try again. This game shines as a solo experience. It's portable. I brought it to work in my pocket, played it on my lunch break. It's easy to save your progress by stacking your cards in order, and that's also a game saver when you need that mental break. And trust me, you'll need one. After crunching the numbers and strategizing against these labors, it's intense and thinky and reminiscent of the solo game Friday. Now let's talk about who this game is for and who it's not for. If you love challenging, crunchy solo games that push your mental math and strategy skills, this is a perfect fit. If you hate mental math or get easily frustrated by difficult games, this is not the game for you. It's definitely not a light, relaxing experience. This is a game for players who want to think hard and feel the thrill of conquering seemingly insurmountable odds. One thing I'm excited about is the future of the Micro Hero series. The creators are already planning new games and letting backers vote for which hero is going to come out in the new game. I voted for Odysseus. Who wouldn't want to outwit mythical monsters and navigate epic adventures? Another cool update, they've hit a stretch goal recently that adds beginner-friendly cards, which I'm looking forward to because honestly, I think I'll need them. And here's the kicker, you can try this game right now. They have a print and play that you can download right now. I've got them in these sleeves, these card sleeves. You can use a regular deck of cards to make it a little bit thicker card and then put the print and play front and back directly on the card. That's how I started, and after playing, it convinced me to back the game immediately. I bought 2 copies already. I'm going to do a quick playthrough against one of the easier labors to show you how to play and give you a taste of how the game works. It's not an official how to play. If you want that, the Kickstarter page already has a fantastic tutorial, but I'll show you the gameplay flow and the decisions you'll face. And if you like this content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, let's get to the gameplay. In Micro Hero Hercules, this is all you have, 36 cards right here. I've got mine, this is the print and play version, so I sleeved some regular old playing cards and I stuck the print and play in here to make a nice hard card for each one of them to be able to use and practice with. And I've got the player aid right on top, and then underneath that I've got my attack, my health, and my defense modifiers for the labor, and those will go here. And then I've got my labor cards are on top, the ones that I haven't completed yet, so there'll be 12 of these. I'll flip over the first one, the next one I've got, which actually I'm gonna pick this one because I've already beaten it and I wanna start with the easy one because I don't wanna show you that I can't even complete a labor. I've lost two labors and I've beaten 4 labors, and some of them are very difficult. So we'll start off with this one. This one is the Erymanthian boar, and it has a special ability that says, to be defeated, the labor must reach exactly 1 HP. So that is not that difficult to achieve. It's going to start with 17 health points, so that's quite a bit of health, and it's going to have a 4 defense, so that's pretty easy, and it starts off with a 4 attack, so that's not too bad either. So this goes here. I'm going to take this card and I'm going to set the 17 next to the 17. Now, if this was your second labor, you would have to increase that to 18. If you've defeated 10 labors already, then instead of 17, it would start at 27, which would be nuts. But we're just saying this is the first labor, so we will start this at number 17. Now, the attack value goes to 4, so you put the 4 next to this, and the defense value is a 4, so the 4 goes here. Then I've got my supply cards. These cards go in my supply. I've got 2 defense, 2 attack, or 2 block, 2 strike, 2 training, and 3 wounds. Now the wounds are what you take. They will muck up your deck. If you take damage that you don't have enough defense to, then you'll take a wound. If you ever go to take a wound, there's only 3 wounds. If you already have all 3 and you have to take another wound, you automatically lose the game and you have to start all over again. This is your posture card. It's got a different special ability on each side. The first special ability is that you can tap the card, and then you can play the next card that you're using as a double. You play its effect twice. So if normally it would be a 5 attack, now it's a 10 attack, etc. And then you have to untap it at the end of your turn. If you don't use this card during your hand, then you get to flip this posture card over and use the upgraded ability for your next hand. And if you don't use the upgraded ability on your next hand, then you get its super ability, which allows you to flip over the top card of your deck, upgrade it, and then flip it back over, leaving it on top of your deck, which is a very good ability to have. This posture card just goes nearby. I've got my player aid sitting nearby, and then I've got the starting hand. According to the game designer, they suggest that your starting hand should be 3 defense cards, 3 attack cards, and 4 experience cards, but you can choose whatever 10 cards that you want. This is what they suggest. This is what I've done, and I've found that it seems to be working out pretty well. And I'm just gonna shuffle it a little bit more to randomize it. And I'll start the game. And this isn't a full rules overview, but this is pretty much gonna show you how to play the game. So I've got my deck right here. I'll have my discard pile will go right here, and I'm gonna play my cards here. Now, I'm gonna lay them out on the table, but I'm not gonna call that officially playing my cards. As far as my posture rules go, I'm gonna figure out what I wanna do as if they're in my hand. I'm just laying them out on the table so that you can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You draw 5 cards, and then you figure out which order you're gonna play them in. And the first one you play has its effect times 5. So each card that you play afterwards, so this would be 1 experience, and then I play this. This would be 1 defense and another experience. This would be 1 experience. That would be a second defense and a third experience. So in essence, if you play all 5 cards down, then the top card is worth 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you just keep that in mind in your head as everything is a times 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you were to draw a 6 card using your ability, now it's a 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you have double cards, then you just times, it's doubled. So right now, the first thing I'm looking at is what's the attack power of the boar. The attack power of the boar is a 4, so I need to make sure that I block at least at a 4 to make sure I don't take damage. Then I want to make sure that I'm doing damage to the boar. That way I can kill him, because every turn, the boar is going to increase his attack power by 1. And that's every single labor. That happens to every single labor. Every single turn, their attack power goes up by 1. making it very difficult the longer that you're playing against him. So I want to make sure I'm doing some damage. So in order to do damage, I need to beat his defense, which is a 4. So this also needs to be at least a 4. So it doesn't matter if this is a 5 and this is a 4, or if this is a 5 and this is a 4. Either way, it's going to have the same result for me. My 3 experience cards are going to go down here. They're going to be a 3, 2, 1. The first thing that you do in your phase is you're going to do a purchase action. So I've got 6 stars, 6 experience points that I can use to purchase these cards up here. These cards each have a value printed on them of 4 stars each. The benedictions, when you defeat a labor, have 8 stars in order to purchase a benediction to use as a technique card. So I'm going to purchase one of these technique cards. I'm going to purchase, let's just start off with an attack card and add that over here. So I spent 4 out of my 6 stars. The other 2 stars do not carry over in any kind of way. They just get lost. And then my attack is a 4, which is at least the 4 defense needed to push a hit through. So I hit, he goes down from 17 to 16 health points. His attack is a 4. I'm defending at a 5. I block, so nothing goes through. I don't have to take a wound. This is important. All of the cards have to go in your discard pile in that order. And anytime you run out of cards in your draw pile, you take the discard pile and you flip it over in the same order. You don't shuffle it. So now I'm going to take the draw pile and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, the posture card, since I didn't use it, it says that I get to flip it. If it's untapped, I get to flip it over to the stronger side. So now that's on the stronger side. Now let's see what I've got. I've got 2 attack, 2 defense. Oh, and I forgot, this is one of the things you have to remember. I had to go up on my attack power for the boar. So the boar's attack power is now a 5. So I need to defend with at least a 5 for my defense. So let's call that a 3 and a 2. That'll make a 5. If I put these up here like this, that will give me a 5 and a 4. So that'll be 9 attack, plenty of defense, and I just won't worry about my upgrade ability. So I'm not going to purchase a card. I'm going to push through 9 attack points. So he goes from a 16 down to a 14. And his special ability, to remind you, to be defeated, the labor must reach exactly 1 HP. So I'm going for 1 HP in the end here. He does 5 attack to me. I have a 5 block. And so I block. These cards go over here. Now the super ability kicks in, which is the posture card is untapped, reveal the top card of your deck, upgrade it, and put it back on top of the deck. So these get flipped over. Now this is my new draw pile, the top card of my deck. I get to flip it over, spin it, it's upgraded, put it back on top of my deck. Now I'm gonna draw 5 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I forgot again, this boar has to go up to a 6. I try to remember to do that after every attack. As soon as he attacks, it goes up in value. So now it's attacking at a 6. So I need to remember that. It's attacking at a 6, and I only have 1 defensive card here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this card's ability because I have to be able to defend, or else I'm going to take a wound. So I'm going to use this card's ability to draw a card. What that's going to do is I tap this, I draw a card, and now, even though that's not a defensive card, it makes this worth 6 because it's up at the top. So now this is a 6, I will be able to defend. Then I want to push through some attack. So let's put these attack cards next. So this is going to be a 5 times 2, so that's 10 attack, plus 4, that's 14 attack. I don't need 14, I only need 12 because his defense is 4. So a 12 attack will still push through 3 hit points worth of damage. So let's look at this. I tapped this, I drew the card. Now this gets flipped back over to this side. It says that on the card so that you remember. Now it's back on the weaker side. I'm going to do my purchase phase first. So I've got a 4, a 3, and a 1. So that's 8 purchase points. So I think I'm going to take a I'll take a defensive card this time, and I'll place it over here. That's 4 of the 8, and then I'm going to spend the other 4 of the 8 to upgrade that card. So now I've got an upgraded defensive card ready to go. Now I'm going to attack. So my attack is a 10 plus 2 is 12. So I do 3 hit points worth of damage because his defense is a 4. So it goes from 14 down to 13, 12, 11. Then he attacks at a 6, and I block with a 6. His attack now goes up to a 7. My cards go to the discard pile, and I draw 5 more cards. This effect over here, it says at the end of the turn, if the posture card is tapped, untap it. If the posture card is untapped, then I can flip it. So now I can flip this back over to the better side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. And let's see what they are. I've got 2 defense cards. That's good because he's attacking at a 7. So a 3 and a 4 makes 7. So let's say I have a 5 attack, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see how that looks. That would give me a 5 and a 2 attack. That's 7 attack. That's only going to push through 1 damage. That's okay with me. I'm going to get to upgrade a card at the end of this. Actually, what is my last card? You're allowed to look through here. So my benefit here is going to upgrade a card, but I already have a card upgraded here, so that's not going to benefit me. So really, drawing a card here wouldn't be a bad idea, except for the fact that drawing the card is a defensive card, but what that's going to allow me to do is push through another HP. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip this sideways. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to draw my extra card. It's a defensive card. Now I don't need as much defense because 3 times 2 is 6, plus another 2, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 defense defending against a 7. That's plenty. And I've got more attack cards here. And this gets turned and flipped back over. And now I've got a 6 and a 5, so that's 11 attack. That's gonna do 2 damage. So then I've got a 4, which is gonna let me purchase a card. So what I could do is I could double this one and then use this to purchase one back, so it really doesn't hurt too much. So let's tap this sideways, and that's gonna double this card here. So now that's worth 12 instead of 6, and then 5 will be 17. I'll tap that to spend that to double its value. So that's going to be 12 plus 5, that's 17, but I've got a 4, so I'm going to purchase another attack card because I'm going to lose this one because I'm doubling it and I have to exhaust it at the end. So then I've got the 4 purchase power. I just spent that here. I'm attacking at a 12 plus 5 is 17. So I'm doing 16 points worth of damage because it's 4 times 4 is 16, so I'm doing 4 damage. So now it's going to go from an 11 down to a 7. That actually worked out really well. And then I defend at a 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So I defend at 9, it attacks at 7. Now its attack goes up to 8. This card gets discarded back up here. This goes back in my hand. This gets untapped, and then I draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flip this over, and look, I've got another strong attack there. That's nice. But my defense, I've got a defense of 1. I've got a block of 1, so I need to block at least 8. So let's do this. If I've got that here, if I tap it again, doubling that, and then I have a 3 and a 1, say, then I can purchase another defense to make up for the fact that I'm losing a defensive card. How's that look? That looks pretty good. So I've got a 3 and a 1, so I'm going to purchase a defensive card, and then I've got a 10 attack plus a 2 attack. That's 12 attacks, so I'm going to do 3 damage. So the 7 goes down to a 4. Now I'm defending against an 8. The 8 has a block. This was in the 4 spot, but now it's doubled, so now it's worth 8. So I block the 8 attack, and this has to be discarded up here. These come down here. The 8 attack now goes up to a 9. So it's gonna attack at 9 the next time. This gets untapped over here. I'm gonna draw 1 card, plus 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we'll see what I get. I've got a double here, so that's good because a 10 will defend against the 9. And then if I've got a 4 and a 3, 4 doesn't matter. So if I do a 3 and a 1 for my attack, that'll still push through 1 damage. If I wanted to beat the game right now, I could though, because look, I've got 4 health points left. I have to get him down to exactly 1 HP, which means that I need to do 12 damage. I need to decrease his health by 3 and then I win the game. So if I do that, I don't have to worry about my defense. So how do I get 12 points? If I do this right here, I've got 9 points, but if I tap this and double, say I double that top card there, now that's worth 10 points. Now this only needs to be a 2. So I've got 10 plus 2 is 12, so that's gonna win me the game. And let's see if I can get another card in my deck. I might as well, because that'll help me in future battles against future labors. So I've got 4 and a 3, that's 7. I'm only gonna get 1 card, so I'll take one of these experience cards. So now I've improved my deck for future labors. I'm doing a 10 plus 2, that's 12 attack. That brings his health down to 1 exactly. To be defeated, the labor must reach exactly 1 HP. That just happened. The Erymanthian boar is dead. I've defeated him, and now he becomes a benediction. And as a benediction, I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's gonna cost 8 stars in order to purchase him, but he's got some upgraded abilities here, and then if I upgrade him, he's even better here. So this now goes into my supply with my supply cards for the next time I fight a labor. The next labor I fight is going to be an increase. I have to remember to increase the health by 1 because I've already defeated 1 labor. So now this one says it's a HP of 19, and I'm actually gonna have to put 20 on there. And that's how you play the game. That was one of the easier labors. The labors that I've defeated so far. Oh, before I go any further, let me show you how to save the game really quick, because this is really cool. So if I want to save the game now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of my upgraded cards and I flip them around to their non-upgraded side, because that's how you start your game always, is any cards that are upgraded are going to start on their non-upgraded side. Then I take my entire deck and I put it face down right here. That's the face down deck. I'm gonna put my Hercules posture card on top as a divider. And then I'm going to take my wound cards and all the other cards that are in my supply and place those on top. And then I'm going to take the cards that I haven't defeated yet and place those on top of the wound cards face down. And then I take my health, defense, and attack modifier cards on top, my player aid on top of that, and my rubber band goes around the whole thing. Of course, when you have the actual game, I'm sure you'll have a box that you'll keep your cards in, but this works for me right now, and I've got the game. If you want this game right now, you can go print and play it and have it for free. Just go on the Kickstarter and get it right now for free. Now I'm gonna show you the cards that I've played against already. These 3 are ones that I've already defeated. Just to show you an example of their special abilities, the Girdle of Hippolyta. At the start of your turn, the first card you draw remains face down in your hand. Reveal it only when you play it. So that's interesting because you're playing an unknown card. The next one, and I've defeated that one. I've defeated this one, the Lernian Hydra. When you deal at least 1 damage, the labor gains +1 attack. That was difficult. I almost did not defeat this one. It was a tough one to play against. The Nemean Lion, The experience cost of all cards is increased by +2. That was not too difficult to defeat. Now these two were, I felt like they were impossible. I've tried playing these over and over again and I haven't figured out how to defeat them yet. So this is the Stymphalian Birds. The labor gains +2 health at the end of each turn. He starts at 11, and so I was going up and up and up in health. This means that you have to deal at least 3 damage, HP worth of damage, every single hand. And since his defense is a 6, these birds, you have to deal at least 18 damage every single time in order to be making any progress whatsoever against this labor. You have to do 12 damage just to not be getting in worse shape. Because if you do 11 damage, then he gains a HP. If you do 5 damage, he gains 2 HP. This is crazy. This was crazy difficult, and I still haven't figured out how to defeat it. This one here, the Augean Stables. At the start of your turn, exhaust the top card of your deck. That's crazy. That means that your posture card, that if you have the best ability that lets you upgrade the top card of your deck and keep it on top of your deck, that doesn't matter anymore because now you have to exhaust that card. So your strongest posture ability is now gone. It doesn't mean anything anymore. And every single hand you're losing a card. So in order to maintain the size of your deck, you have to purchase a card every single turn just to maintain. This was difficult. I couldn't beat it. I still haven't figured out how to beat it. But I'm excited to try again. All 12 labors are completely different. They're all really fun. I haven't played against all of them yet, so I can't speak to all of them, but all the ones I've played against so far, I've played against 7 of them, I think, and they're all really interesting. You have to change your strategy for every single one of them, and it's just a really fun, intriguing game to play. I'm very excited to get the actual game when it comes out. So, what do you think? Is Micro Hero Hercules for you? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you're up for a solo challenge that's small in size but big in depth, then I highly recommend checking it out. Do the print and play if you're unsure. It was a lot of fun. I had a blast. I'll include links to the Kickstarter page and the Board Game Geek thread down below. Let me know in the comments, or let the designer know in the comments of the Kickstarter which micro hero you'd like to see next. Until next time, this is Operation Game Table signing off. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get notified for future videos I put out. And if you're interested in directly supporting the Operation Game Table channel, check out my Patreon page, where for only $1 a month you can vote on the next videos I put out, or support the mission on higher levels to gain access to exclusive Patreon-only videos and your name in the credits. See you next time.